Welcome back to the Unpro Show. I am here with Tyler. Welcome on to the third episode now of the Unpro Show.
Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure, really.
True pleasure. We did a lot of not fancy league videos. If you want to go look back at our good old fantasy football videos, they're deep in the channel, but they are here. But before we get to that, are you unpro? Are you somebody with creative energy, but you don't have a place to properly channel it? Do you have creative content ideas, but you don't have the skills necessary to create them? Are you trying to stand out in an industry that is overcrowded or nearly impossible to stand out in? Do you want to be on this show or a show just like it? Tell us about it. Link in bio. Are you unpro? No credentials needed. All right, so now we're going to move into everyone's favorite part of the show. That is, we're going to play a game. I'm very excited about this game. It is the 4th of July, so we're going to stay on theme here and do the Price is Right, High or Low Fireworks Edition. So do you have any familiarity with fireworks at all, Tyler?
I have experienced fireworks before, yes. Yes, I'm aware of them.
They've existed. Have you ever bought fireworks before?
No. I mean, me personally, I've never. Well, I guess sort of, but I've set some off. That's fun.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that's what it is. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what we're doing.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to be sharing my screen a lot with you here so you can see what I'm talking about. We have the Black Mammoth Smoke. She's real pretty. Can you see it?
Yep.
Yeah. You can see it now?
Yeah, I see it.
The old Black Mammoth Smoke. And here I have a
Okay.
great video of the Black Mammoth Smoke in action.
It's a Facebook video. You know it's good.
Of this guy in his yard just lighting
Shooting it
these things off.
straight.
There you go. Thick black smoke. He's already done a
Okay.
couple of them, as you can see in the yard.
So it's just a
just
flare,
all the way
basically.
cut up. So there you go. There's your first one, Mammoth Thick
Okay.
Black Smoke. The next one we got here is the Color Smoke Grenade. This is just a grenade.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So it looks pretty legit, in my opinion. Where's my video? Here it is. This dude's just in his yard again. Just a lot of dudes in their yards lighting these things off. Getting ready to go. Gonna throw it in the
Quality
pool.
video here.
Just real close to it. He's so close to it.
Crazy camera work.
So there you go. There's your Color Smoke Grenade.
Nice.
So coming back, stopping my screen share. All
The great
right.
thing
So
about that
which
video-
one? Yeah, go ahead.
The great thing about that video is the smoke going right back to his house, so his house is going to just turn pink.
It's gonna turn pink. I mean, I think if I were to get one of those, I'd probably prefer the thick black smoke just because it's so pointless. I don't know what
Yeah.
you would do with thick black smoke.
And I also don't want to have a grenade in my, like a fake grenade in my
Yeah,
house.
I'm just holding this grenade. It looks pretty legit. It also lights as well. So
Yeah, so that's probably not the best. Which
So
one
which
goes
one-
higher?
So I guess I'll show the first one, the Black Mammoth Smoke, is $4.99. There it is.
Okay.
How much is the smoke grenade?
I'm going to go over.
Over. All right, I gotta find it. $5.99.
Let's go.
$5.99.
Let's go, dude.
First one in the books. All right, moving on to our next one that we got here. This one is one of my favorites. It is called the Wicked Pissa. So there you go. Here's the Wicked Pissa, a
Nice.
Boston favorite. It says it right there.
Okay.
All right, so is this one more or less than the smoke grenade?
This has to be more, right? Because there's 30 shots in that.
30 shots. This one is more, way more,
Yeah. Yeah.
way more. The old Wicked Pissa. But it's going to start getting harder from here, I promise. The Popo Magnet. Popo Magnet,
Okay.
absolutely legit here.
I've seen that
They
one
got-
live.
You've seen the Popo Magnet before?
Yeah, the Popo Mag is nice. I know, and I can open.
Is this more? Is this more or less? You can open your eyes. You can open your eyes.
Yeah, this one's more.
All right. Higher or lower?
Higher.
Way higher. Way
Yeah,
higher.
yeah. Listen.
119. All right, all right. Here come the judge. They got a picture of a judge on there.
Mm,
Howard,
yes.
somebody.
Shout out.
He seems hyped to be blowing stuff up.
Yeah.
And there you go.
It's a nice got a little flare out in the action. Pa, pa, pa. Okay. It's nice.
It was, in my opinion, very nice. There was also, I think, some Chinese guys just talking about fireworks there in the background. So
God bless.
thrilling. There you go.
Uh,
Higher or lower?
That one's gonna be lower.
Lower. That's correct again. That's correct
Yeah,
again.
I'm
Absolutely
on
not
your
age. It
game.
is
I can read you like a book.
109.99. Very close. Very close, but a
$10
slightly
short. Yeah.
less. Slightly less. All right. The last one here is called the Maniac. It's just the Maniac. Here you go.
That one's sick.
That one's actually really sick. Yeah. Like if I were to buy one, this might be the one that I'd buy. This one is actually sick.
Yeah.
There you go. That's the Maniac.
68 shots.
Is it higher or lower?
That's going to be higher.
It is higher. It is $200. There you go. So you batted absolutely perfect on that. I probably could have made that harder. I keep losing all these games. I was mostly trying to look at some fireworks videos, which I guess
By
was
the way,
fun.
to be fair, when we used to going to higher or lower, I didn't think it was Price or Right, even though the game was called Price or Right. I thought just which firework goes higher in the
Which one
sky.
has a higher
So you did
percentage?
2 flares in the beginning. I'm like, I don't even know how to judge which flare would go higher. So I'm glad, we worked it out.
I'm glad it worked out. I think I should have organized it better. Where you batted 1,000, which is just frustrating. I'm 0-3 in games. I keep losing to everybody. So
I
I think
mean,
I just have to start making them hard.
when you got it, you got it.
I guess, or maybe you just know your fireworks real well. You're just a pure
Yeah,
genius.
but pyromaniac.
There you go. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. All right. So there you go. Congrats on your win, Fourth of July fireworks edition. We're gonna move into some stadium reviews. And Tyler, you are a Man U fan, which isn't the best thing to be.
No, it's terrible.
And they're known for their beautiful stadium, Old Trafford, one of the most historic stadiums I think there is. So I went and found some reviews of it, and we're just gonna read them. We're just gonna see how it goes. So here you go. Here's your first one. This is from Barkley Knight. It is 1 star from 2 months ago. Old Trafford, huh? More like old and boring. This stadium is the architectural equivalent of a soggy biscuit, crumbling and uninspiring, and leaves a bad taste in your mouth. There you go.
He felt like he cooked. He's like, Old Trafford, more like old and boring. Damn, I got him with that one.
Dude, he's also coming in. He's Barkley with a C, Barcley. Like, so he's just the most British, like upper crust, like,
Yeah.
just so unnecessary. All right, this one was one of my favorites. It's from Maimuna Muhammad, and it is
Okay.
1 star from 11 months ago, and it is dead team, bad players ever since 2009, last time they were relevant. And by the way, Scott McTominay's hairline is receding like you're running away. Where I don't know why Scott McTominay's got to catch strays.
You already said the players were bad. Why do you have to catch an extra stray?
Just dude, your hair sucks, Guy. You should get
Yeah.
a better haircut. Like I don't know what you want him to do.
I mean, I might be a dumb fan, but we won the Premier since 2009.
I was looking at it. I think you guys won in 2013 was the last time.
Yeah, or 12. Yeah, I was like, wait, so
It was
we've been
something like
relevant.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've
I
been
don't
relevant
know.
since then.
I don't know. I think the guy's having a really tough day. He saw Scott McTominay's hairline. He's like, you know what? I'm going in on these guys.
Yeah. Sorry for Scott there. Jeez.
This one's just good. This is from Rob Sharp 1 year ago. Football, terrible. Ketchup dispensers for all. Buy the toilets. What a disgrace. Take a slash, be handed a hot dog, and use the mustard and sauce dispensers. A disgraceful state of affairs for yet another year. Disgusting. And I've been a season ticket holder for years.
What's the issue with condiments with this guy?
I don't know. He's having a tough day with the condiments. I mean, I've seen a lot of Glazers out stuff. Apparently, everyone
Yeah.
hates the Glazers. Do you have any opinions
yeah.
on the Glazers?
Yeah, they should be out. They're bad. They're a bad owner. They're objectively. I don't know why I have a thing as being a White Sox fan and Bulls fan. I have a thing of just
it's
picking
really
terrible
bad.
owners.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they don't care about the team. They take out like 20 million every year, and then they were like offer like 8 billion. They're like, no, maybe we can get 9 after the deal is already like done.
Mhm.
They're bad. Fuck them. Everybody hates the Glazers.
Yeah, but it was like a trending hashtag in the reviews was
That's
out.
good.
Like, please
Yeah.
get the Glazers out.
They
I think
also
it was hashtag Glazers out. That's what. Yeah.
they like the roof is falling and they just refuse to like repair it. Like there's a certain section, if it rains too hard, you'll just get torrential downfall like onto the fans.
Oh, that was one of the reviews that I had. Hold on, it's on my phone. Leaky roof, leaky defense. surprised they were a top 6 club. There you go.
Yeah. I mean, it's legitimately like you can't stand where it falls. The fans have to like stand away from their own seats they bought. Like, and it's the biggest club in England. You're just like, yeah, we
I
can't
know.
afford it.
It's because what I think because everyone's saying Man City's stadium's way better at just like if you're gonna go watch one, go watch there.
Yeah.
They're also complaining that it's all tourists pretty much. Like all the real fans of Man U don't actually go, which I feel like that's not true. But it's
No,
probably a lot of tourists. It is a tourist destination. It's somewhere that I would go if I
sure.
was gonna watch a game.
But, that's like there's tourists like if you go to Wrigley or like
Yeah.
New
Yeah,
York
you're right.
or
It's kind of the same thing.
yeah.
All right. There's one more. Oh, this was from Josh Hawley, 1 star 2 years ago. He's kind of racist, but this was
Mm.
just pretty good, I thought. Um, an absolute shambles. Worst stadium ever, if that's what you want to call it. Full of Chinese with their Nikon cameras. Only 3 points you'll get is from the speed camera just round the corner. Almost he like other than him being incredibly racist, he kind of cooked a
Yeah.
little bit. That was a pretty good last line.
I don't know. I think you should have had a normal review without just bringing the Chinese
I
along.
don't know why he has to be racist about it. It's like, yeah, there's all these
Yeah.
Chinese people here. Like he probably saw like a dozen, probably saw like a dozen Chinese people. That was too much for him because he lives in Manchester where it's just all white dudes
Yeah.
that's all they do.
Or there's like now like 5 immigrants in his neighborhood. He's like, this is unbelievable. The
Get them
3 point.
all out
Well,
of
I,
here.
I don't know how English traffic works, but if they get point system, that's a good line. Only three
That,
points
that
in the
was that
traffic.
was very well done by
Sucks
Josh
has come from
Hawley.
a racist, but
Yeah. All right. So there you go. That was stadium reviews. I think that was excellent.
yeah. No, yeah. Terrible stadium.
Yeah.
Okay,
Holes
football
in
team.
it. Too many Chinese people. I mean, yeah, I guess it's Old Trafford. Would they ever build a new stadium, or were they just renovate like they've
There's
done at Wrigley
plans
a
to
couple of times?
either get a new stadium or just renovate it. So
Yeah,
it's like
they'll do
Chicago
something.
Bears, where they just
Yeah,
talk about it and nothing
yeah.
does happen.
All right, but moving into the news, and we're going to start with probably the biggest news I think in the U.S. this week was that the U.S. men's national team sucks. I mean,
Yeah.
can it get out of the groups? That's insane. That's insane to me. And we're supposed to be able to compete in the World Cup. I mean, it's makes me sad. I was trying to find blame. I read an entire article about whose fault it was, and it seems like it's
Everyone's.
everybody's. But I
Yeah, I
mean,
mean,
if you were to rank blame between the refs, Greg Berhalter, or just the players, what do
I
you?
think there's more people to blame than just that.
Okay,
Yeah, everybody's getting straight today. Uh, the ref, yeah, he was clearly not. I mean, I pray that it was collusion because if he was trying his best,
well,
God bless him.
it's
God
I
bless him.
I don't. But like, what's the incentive to keep the U.S. out? Someone's just like,
He,
yeah, like we
I don't
got to
know.
keep the U.S. out of. It's not even the World Cup. It doesn't even really matter.
Listen, I don't. It was just ridiculous. I'm not, but also we shouldn't need to be beating Uruguay anyways. We should beat Panama.
That
What's
was
wrong with
bad.
Panama?
And I think that was Greg's fault. I think that was kind of Greg's fault. It was kind of the red card, but also Greg just kind of like tweaked and was like, yeah, let's just not play offense here, which
Yeah.
I don't know how that's a good plan.
I also don't like how like Greg's at fault. The players are all fault because at the end of the day, you still need to just beat the team in front of you,
Yeah.
regardless of tactics. We are playing team. All the players on the field are better than the other teams. You got to beat them.
Mhm.
There's also like with the U.S. men's national team, like just federation. The reason why Greg Berhalter's a coach, a large reason is because his brother works high up,
Mhm.
and they just like when like there was
So
a scandal
it's
with
yeah. So it's basically nepotism. You're blaming.
yes,
Yeah.
and it's also like the we can't generate good talent because you have to be like like rich to like be afford soccer in the U.S.,
Mhm.
which is nowhere else in the world. It's
Yeah,
literally the
which
cheapest
is nowhere
sport,
else in the world. Yeah.
just a foot and a ball.
And like
Uh,
if they find you and you're good at 14, you get brought in to all these different youth academies where you can learn how to play with other really
exactly.
good kids. Like there's nothing like that in the US.
No,
That's free at
it's
least.
pay to play.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. So it's nepotism. Um, and honestly, like the ref is probably the least to blame because like it was the most for that game, but it shouldn't be coming to that game.
Mm,
And I mean, he was also like he was such a new ref, and like you're just like it's such a big stage. But I
I
do pray
know.
like that he was out of his element. And also, I don't like blaming the refs for why we get grouped. We're the first nation to be not going past the group stage while being a host nation in like a CONMEBOL
Yeah,
event. So
in
that's pretty
yeah.
cool.
So that's
Yeah.
pretty legit by us. And then so basically that's what I said. We're a host there. We're also now a host in the World Cup in 2 years. Do you have any
Yes.
expectations for this team? What are your
Yes.
expectations for this team?
Quarterfinals.
Quarterfinals, you're still on this
Yeah.
boat? You're still on this
Yes.
wagon?
Quarterfinals. We win the quarterfinals. I'm popping champagne. Uh, I mean, we're going. If we get the quarterfinals, we're winning it all. That's what I'm going to be thinking. Uh, but I do think. I mean, the team is talented enough. I think the group there is a group of guys there. If we can luck out. Like we're England. Like there is a path. I mean, if we
Mhm.
play France or like some mega hitters
Yeah.
round 16, then you kind of
Yeah,
that's
but
what. But
like
hey,
you might be able to draw a Cinderella or something where you can like
yeah,
kind of cruise and then
exactly.
you might get a tough draw in the quarterfinals and that's when you're popping champagne.
Yeah, and the thing is like we are good at playing at home. Like our win percentage playing at home, playing it away
Hmm.
is night and day. So like there is material that will hopefully get a goddamn new coach. That's pop. I mean, Clap, what's up? Yeah, I know you're watching this show. Take a huge pay cut, about like 90% of what you got paid at Liverpool, and play for a nation that half the people maybe care.
That would care a little
Uh,
bit for like a couple
yeah,
months. No, for like a couple of
yeah.
days. That's more
We'll
accurate. A
give him
couple of
Idaho.
days.
We'll give him the state of Idaho if he comes.
I like there's not a whole lot out there. You can get some potatoes. I think there's some
Whatever he wants to do.
mountains. Yeah.
Anything he wants to do.
What I've been watching Yellowstone. It's some pretty good land out there.
Yeah.
If you're close to
Okay.
mountains.
Yeah. Maybe he's a mountaineer.
Yeah, there you go. Come on, that's got to be worth it. Just watch Yellowstone. Tell me you don't want just like a little piece of that.
Yeah. We'll just send him DMs of the Yellowstone clips. Like this could be yours.
Yeah, I don't know. From my perspective, my expectations are pretty much nothing. And
Hmm.
I think that the people that are going to end up that are going to be watching these World Cup games in the United States aren't going to be Americans. It's going to be British people. It's going to be French people. It's going to be like the actual countries with real clubs that know how to win games. And it's like this is the most talented we've ever been, but it's also like the least effort I think I've ever seen from a men's national team. It seems like nobody cares. And I don't know how you
Yeah,
get guys to care.
like Carly Lloyd, like a women's national
Mm-hmm.
multi-champ. I don't know how many times she won the World Cup. So
Mm-hmm.
you know it's her stuff. She's like keep telling like they got to play better. She keeps like saying the players have to be better. Like there has to be expectations. Like it is like known. I don't know if it's a golden generation, but like the best crop of talent we have
Mm-hmm.
is right now, and we are just completely underperforming
Yeah.
against like top tier teams. So it's just not acceptable. We got to
No,
do better.
it's just sad. It really is
Yeah,
just kind of sad because it's like there were teams that would like get into the knockout stages and they weren't good. They weren't
yeah,
good teams. Whereas like I don't know. My expectations are pretty much nothing. So I guess that's my view of it. But going from one competition to I think where most of the world is watching right now is the Euros because there's been some really really good games in the Euros so far. I think so. It's hard to say that this was the game of the round of 16, but the England game was so much fun to watch. England Slovakia that was I think on Saturday or Sunday. It
yeah.
was just like because I actively root against England, so I was
Oh
having a
yeah.
good time most of that game. And then Jude just came and just destroyed my heart pretty much. I was like, oh, dude, they're
Ugh.
literally going to lose to Slovakia. It's going to be so funny. And then that bike was one of the best goals I think I've seen recently. That was with the time, what was going on, and just the difficulty of that. It was well done.
Yeah, it was like England's first time being down in
Mm-hmm.
like like a tournament competition in like I think 5 or 4 years.
That's
So it was like
insane.
interesting. Like I think the last time is when they lost to France in the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the only time they've been down is when they lost.
Yeah,
So it was interesting to see if they could bounce back. I was also heavily rooting on the downfall. Just one, it's an underdog, and two, it's fun England losing.
yeah.
Also, we're recording on the fourth, so you know you gotta root on England's getting two L's. Um, yeah, I mean Jude's inevitable. He's so good for Real Madrid. He didn't
He's
even have
so
that great
good.
of a game, but he got the game tying goals. It doesn't really matter
Yeah.
if you keep your team alive with that at the end of the day.
Like get the game tying goal. I think what it was like +5 or +6. Like it was legitimately like the last chance England had.
Yeah, it
and
was
it
like
was a
95th
throw-in,
minute. Yeah.
which was what kind of blew me away. It was a hell of a throw by that dude. Like he
Yeah.
threw that like pretty much half the pitch. So I
Yeah.
guess shout out whoever that guy was. That was a hell of a throw. And then as I was watching that, I was thinking, it's got to be the most frustrating thing in the world to root for Harry Kane. Because, man, no one gets more chances than Harry Kane and just barely misses. I mean, he came up big at the end, but there were so many just like, Harry, what are you doing, man? It's like a foot away.
I gotta send you after this clip of there's Romeo Lukaku for Belgium.
Mhm,
Um, there's like XG expected goals type thing.
mhm,
I think in the World Cup, the most recent Qatar, he had
mhm.
like for himself like three, and he just like I gotta send you the clip. It's crazy. And then you had it in this tournament. It's just like a thing where it's like an open shot. He hits it and it just goes like for American field goal. It's brutal, honestly. But yeah, Harry Kane. I mean,
It's just
he's
sad.
still one of the. It is crazy.
He's,
Like they have the La Liga's Player of the Season. They
mhm,
have Premier League, English Premier League Player of the Season,
mhm,
uh, and then they have Bundesliga and Harry Kane's top goal scorer, and they're
mhm.
somehow just not finding magic to be like an attractive
Yeah.
form of football.
Not really. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
it was always kind of like, hey, let's just try to. The whole offense to me was just cross it to Harry, and then Harry
yeah,
just kept missing over and over again. I guess it did work out at the end when he finally was able to put a header in the net, but
yeah.
it's
But that was
I don't
after
know.
like a couple header. Yeah, that was a
It's
strat. Yeah.
to me. I was saying it would be tough to root for Harry Kane every single day
Oh, I mean,
if you're an
being a
England fan,
Spurs fan. Yeah,
especially in that game, thinking that you're going to lose, and Harry just keeps missing over and over again.
oh,
Like it was just
brutal.
heart wrenching every time. I would say for
Yeah,
an England fan.
yeah.
Um, Moving on to, I guess, also what might have been the game of the round of 16 was the Portugal game goes to penalties
That was
because
awesome.
first Ronaldo can't hit a penalty because what the goalie was Oblak, which I think is just a sick name for a goalie. Um, and then it goes to pens, and then Diogo Costa might have had the best goalie performance anyone's ever had in penalties. He just no one scored on him, which I didn't even know that happens. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Him block literally all of them.
You bet 100 like I did in my fireworks game.
That's exactly you were literally Diogo Costa of what Price is Right over under Fourth
Yeah,
of July fireworks edition. It's pretty much the
yeah.
same thing.
Really, it really is.
But
Yeah, no, that game was awesome. I saw a couple like tweets while the game was happening because I think Ronaldo had four free kicks, free kicks.
it seemed
They're,
like they just were force feeding him all of, and they were all like right outside the box.
yeah, they were doing the hack a shack, but instead of taking free throws, they were following him outside the box to make Ronaldo try to attempt to score a free kick,
That's pretty good.
which
That's
I
pretty
think
good.
would be actually phenomenal strategy if a soccer team starts doing that. And I
Just yeah,
really hope that
yeah.
starts.
Because
Yeah,
well, I mean I think at this point because Ronaldo's not going to let anyone else take the kick because he's
yeah,
going to take the kick, and he's not quite the same striker he was before. He still strikes the ball fine, but it is an interesting strategy actually. Just to start hack a shack and Ronaldo, that's
yeah.
pretty good.
Who's
Um,
got to do it? I mean, France. If they do it tomorrow, God bless them. I can't wait.
but speaking of France, this is just my question: is why can't France score a goal? I don't understand what's going on there. I thought they were like the best team in the world. They can't score a goal.
They they are the best team, but they're just like they don't they just get the job done. I don't
I guess
know.
they're just going to rely on own goals because what they have more own goals. They have more own goals like for themselves than they've
They
actually
benefited
scored.
off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Like
really.
they have
That
two own
is
goals and one goal, and they had three goals total. So
yeah.
I don't know how it's possible that they can still be in, how they can be the best team in the world, and they can't. The offense doesn't work. I guess what Mask Mbappe isn't Mask LeBron. It's not the same thing.
It's not yet. Not yet. He's cooking. It's gonna turn around soon.
Uh,
I don't know. I still like I'm not gonna pick against France. They're just too scary of a team. They have just so much depth and so much talent.
yeah,
It's crazy.
it's crazy, but it's just like I guess in your experience watching it, do you have any idea what's going on with them not scoring? Why it's not working? Because these guys have
Uh
played together for so long. It's not like it's a
they have. I
chemistry
think the
thing necessarily. I don't know what it is.
like I know for like the reason why Mbappe got so much, I guess, is Olivier Giroud. I think now he's in LA.
Mm-hmm.
He would just like be a guy that like get the ball, hold it up as a striker up top, and then just
Mm-hmm.
funnel it to like Mbappe or just get it around.
Hmm.
and that's when Mbappe thrived best, running with that pace off the left. But now they got Thurman, who I think is still figuring it out.
Yeah,
But
he's not the same physical kind of guy. He's like much lankier and not
yeah,
like a ball holder guy. Yeah.
and so it's just a different style of play, and they just got to figure out going off that. Also missing Pogba, that hurts, but you know, don't do
Yeah.
steroids.
If you're that out there, kids, don't do steroids because then you can't play in
Yeah,
the Euros.
or do steroids and get jacked. Up to you.
Yeah, I guess he can just have like a new career as a bodybuilder now, just get absolutely
Yeah,
huge. I mean, if he
that'd be
wants
kind
to.
of fun.
Yeah. So I guess just before we move on to some NBA stuff, let's just look at the quarterfinals real quick. I think they're starting tomorrow.
Yeah,
Um, there's some really, really good games here. Spain, Germany's going to be good. Portugal, France might be the game of the tournament. Uh, what is it? Switzerland's actually really good. I was blown away at how many guys they had on Switzerland that I actually kind of knew who they were. It's like, oh,
yeah.
these guys are much better than I thought they were. And Turkey, what you said, the underdogs of the tournament so far are playing the Netherlands. So are there any of those games
Yeah.
you want to talk about?
I actually think the Spain Germany one's very interesting because I think
Mm-hmm.
Germany has the best going into it. The Euros, they had the best coach um, of any team,
Mm-hmm.
but Spain like tactically has been like kind of crazy. They have like a guy Nico Williams, who's just crazy fast on the left, and they got this 16-year-old Yamal on the right who's just pinging balls on crosses. But they usually play like slow, like Pep style, passing it back and forth, slow
Mm-hmm.
possession, dominating possession. But now with like the wingers they have, they've been doing a little more direct, and it's been
Yeah.
opening it up a little
Huh.
more. And it's kind of interesting seeing how they're actually doing it. But then Germany, I mean, uh, it's just because they got the best manager, they got a lot of talent. I think that's going to be a very interesting dynamic. But I think Portugal, France, probably also right there with
That's just the most star power, I say. Like the most recognizable names are going to be France, Portugal.
just because you have anyone who's got Ronaldo playing the game easily got the most
What and they got what a
motion.
40-year-old Pepe on the back line almost
Yeah,
blowing games because he can't
yeah.
handle the ball anymore.
But he got the winner, didn't he? So
Yeah.
uh yeah, Turkey's was like a lot of people's like dark horses for a few tournaments now
Mm-hmm.
for the Euros, and then now they're actually becoming a dark horse. So shout out to them.
Yeah. At this point, it's been like something to actually watch because I don't think when I think of like top level talent, I never think of Turkey. I think that's just what it is.
Yeah,
That's kind of been with like a lot of teams at this point. I think in that made it that far because it was Slovenia and Slovakia made it, which is just
hmm
like big come up for all the Slovak companies, all the Slovak countries recently because
yeah.
they're playing well at basketball. They're playing like all better in soccer. Like I guess they have better talent. I don't know what's going on in Eastern Europe, but they're kind of cooking a little bit.
Are they good in basketball? I don't know enough about their
It's
national.
like Luca and Jokic are from those countries.
Okay,
So
I
they're
know if they're
going to
international
play in
team.
the Olympics this year, and they're going to
Nice.
actually be decent.
Okay, shout out to them.
Big shout out to those guys.
And then
So,
England,
yeah.
Switzerland. I think Switzerland has been good. I just think England's gonna be inevitable. But do you have any thoughts on the games? Who you're picking?
Uh, Not necessarily just because the games that I watched, I was basically watching to see what was close, and then I would turn it on. But
Hmm
I'm actually going to watch these games. So I haven't seen Spain play yet just because they've been absolutely dominating. So just
Yeah.
like, oh, Spain's good. And then I just kind of move on in my head. So I don't necessarily have a lot of thoughts on who will win. I mean,
hmm
I think it's going to be four pretty good games. I'm going to actually watch all of them beginning to end because I'm interested. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Should be fun. I'm excited for it. That and the
yeah.
Colombo Bowl ending soon, but we got some good matches ahead. Who's your winner for the Euros?
I don't want to pick England because it's the 4th of July. So I'm going to go. You were talking Spain up. So I'm going to go Spain just based off
Okay.
of your analysis alone.
Okay. Well, I was gonna pick Spain, so now I'm gonna have to rotate. You know, I don't love it, but I might love it. Weird dog in the guy, but I might go Portugal. The Roberto Martinez curse of underperforming with his national teams will get snapped, and Portugal's going to win it. I don't know. I had
That's
to pick a
a
team.
wild take. So I'll, yeah,
I I
yeah.
was going to pick Spain, so I just wanted to pick somebody different.
We could have both picked Spain. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, we couldn't do that.
All right, so moving in just real quick here at the end before we leave, we're just going to get into some NBA free agency. Just talk about some fits, some guys went to new places. It was a really underwhelming window. I mostly blame the CBA making it so everyone just resigns now, so like no one leaves. You can literally make more money by staying, so no one leaves.
Apron,
Um,
baby.
so it was kind of like I said, underwhelming. The biggest move was PG to the Sixers. I think to me, you went
Huge.
from Kawhi, who can't stay healthy, to Joel, who can't stay healthy. So I think it's
Huge.
literally the most lateral move he could have made. It's not going to matter.
It will matter. They're the second best team in the East.
But
They're good.
are they ahead of the Nova Knicks?
That's a good question. Are they? If they can avoid the Nova Knicks, there's going to be a Boston Celtics hangover, and they're going to make it to the finals,
That's a
and
bold
then
call. I really
and
like
then
PG. I
and
think
then
he
lose
fits
to any
well,
team.
but I just don't think Joel's going to play in the playoffs.
Tyreek's maxi pad is pretty good. I
He
think
is
he's
pretty
going to be
good.
great. And then Joel, if he's healthy, just how about just don't start him until the playoffs?
Yeah, just like ramp him up in like March. He plays March and
Yeah,
April, and then it's ready to go at the playoffs.
yeah,
That's actually not a bad strategy. Just let him sit there. He practices with the team. Maybe he'll play like once a week, just like get his feet wet, play 20 minutes, and then he's ready to go by March.
yeah. I like it. Yeah, I
Um,
think this is a good ass move.
I think on paper it makes sense. It was a lot of money. They had a lot of money, so I guess spend it on the best player you can get,
Someone.
which is Paul George.
Yeah,
Uh, Clay going to the Mavericks, I feel like that's another overpay. I guess that's what free agency is. It's just everyone overpaying for everybody.
yeah.
So
Uh,
that's what it is.
I don't think Clay's a player anymore. I don't know. Is maybe he gets rejuvenated? I don't know. Is
I think
there?
he might a little bit. His style fits well with what they do. They just need shooters,
Okay,
and he's
okay,
probably the best shooter that they could get. I
yeah.
mean, he's one of the best shooters ever. So there's
I
nothing
did
wrong
love
with it.
how the Muse Clay Thompson Muse was on Twitter saying, "I can't wait. I love this fan base already." Acting like he got signed for them. He's like, "This city's great. I can't wait." That was my best part of that move. It was just a fan account thinking he's a real person.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I'm. So he was impersonating Clay, just saying, "Yeah, I'm
No,
Clay. I
he's
love
like the
Dallas."
muses that do all like the stats for him. There's
Yeah,
like for different players. The Clay Muse is like, I already love this fan base. These guys are so nice to me. This city, already looking it up. It's great. You gotta check the tweets out. It's pretty
okay,
great.
yeah. I'll see what that is because that's dumb to me. But that's what people do. We don't have any DeMar news yet. Hopefully, DeMar leaves the Bulls. As a Bulls fan, I think we got to part ways and just pick a new direction.
Max, 5-year max.
5 year max that we're paying him and Levine too much money. And Lonzo, I think, he's making like 30 mil too, and he doesn't play. So there you go. There's the Bulls. And then I just had one more thing. Underrated signing. I think Contavious Caldwell Pope to Orlando's a perfect fit. They needed a shooter because literally they were one of the worst shooting teams last year, and they have a bunch of really tall guys. So KCP kind of fits with not what they do. I think it's a good fit.
My underrated is Chris Paul to Wemby.
I'm also a fan of that. I think that's kind of nice. It's just going to turn. If they were smart, they should just run that pick and roll every single time because I
Yeah.
don't think you can stop it because it's just
Well,
a
he
lot of Wemby.
can't Chris Paul only play like 20 minutes a game now? Is he too old? I don't watch enough to.
He did that kind of for the Warriors. But
Oh, can
if
he
he
play
needs to, I
full?
think he could play 30
Okay.
if it was necessary. But I think the Spurs might crack the playoffs next year. That's a decent take.
Are the Warriors gonna be the worst team in the West?
No, because of Steph.
Hmm. Okay.
But if Steph gets hurt, then yes. If Steph's kind
Okay.
of like, oh, I feel like not playing anymore, then yes.
Okay. Fair enough.
I'm kind of down with that. But there you go. That was the M Pro show this week. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, Best Roast gets $5.
We're still doing that.
It's always doing that. And we'll see y'all next week.